Hello, my name is Shamicka, and welcome to this episode of Today's Take. So, we went to the web and we typed the most searched questions or how to questions on Google, and then we decided to have a little discussion about those topics. Now, there were an array of questions on there that I was like, I could touch on this, but I'm not sure if I'm the best person to talk about it, like how to move to Canada. I get it. I understand the climate, but I don't really have those steps laid out. So just keep searching. Also, how to get bigger lips. I woke up like this. I don't know. I can't help you. So just keep searching for that one too. Also, ladies, I found out that in Virginia, the most frequently how to question that is Googled is how to propose. Just saying. All of you ladies still in expectation. Maybe check out Virginia. Just saying. I know that, we're still healing from some things, but that's like good news, right? Okay, I just want to put that out there. In my home state of Tennessee, there was actually a tie of how to grow tomatoes with how to pass a drug test. I took a moment with that because I was like, what? But then I was like, oh, I get it. So I decided to go with something that I believe I may be a pro at, and that is how to be a good friend. I believe that actually, if you search all these, actually, you wouldn't search on Google. You probably search people's language, people's hearts, people's actions. And I believe that that's one of the most common desires amongst us is friendships, relationships. And I just want to give you a few pointers on how to be a good friend. First of all, this is a huge tip. Everyone longs to hear me too, because no one wants to be alone. We weren't made to be alone. So I've had so many relationships just spark up and last me for years, for decades, just because we felt that me too in our hearts. And it could be like oh, I only like hamburgers with cheese only. No, I don't like condiments, type of me too. And that's so real. Don't judge me. Anyway, or it could be, hey, I went through this really hard breakup and I feel like at times I can't even catch my breath. And it's like, oh, me too. And in those seasons, we got to be there for each other and help each other feel not alone in that and getting through that. And I think that is really common in all of us. So big thing is the me too. Here's another top tip for being a good friend, and that's practicing the art of listening. At the end of the day, you don't have to always know what to say because most of the time you don't when your friend tells you about an experience they had in a bar and how things went a little crazier than they thought. And you're like, wait, is this real life or is this an episode of Insecure? In those times, sometimes it's better to just be a good listener, to support them by being an ear. And then we don't end up putting our foot in our mouths and need to recover from something like that. And this is another tip. I know people say that consistency is the key to breakthrough. And I believe that that's true in relationships when it comes to trust. People need to know that they can trust you. So, you being consistent about honoring your word, honoring dates or appointments or meetings or hike dates or whatever you all set up is going to be important as you're embarking on a new relationship. People want to know that when they call on you, that you're reliable. And that is so, especially in this day and age when it seems like people will just go with the next best offer. It's something that's to be honored and treasured, especially in relationships that you can have for a lifetime. I think that everything I told you can be summed up with this. This is totally my motto. See people as plants, water them with love, and they'll grow into greatness. I believe that you have to know yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to know what you can handle in a relationship, a friendship, and what you can't, and where you are in a process and where you're not. But then when you establish that, acknowledge that, and establish that, then you really can move um, with more freedom in relationships because you can see that people are growing, whatever stage that they're in, they're growing, and you can be a part of watering them with love, and you'll receive that love back. Not always to the same magnitude that you've sown into them, but you definitely will receive it back. So here are little tips that I hope help you out as you seek to build great relationships. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing or hanging out with you all a little bit more later. Bye.